Donald Trump is coming out with his new American Academy proposal. And we don't have all the details about it yet, but it's going to be a program that competes with higher learning, with the Harvards, the Yales of the world, and the federal government will recognize it as such. And I don't know if there's going to be federal funding or how that exactly works or what there will be in that regard, but it sounds like there might be. Great idea, great thought as a branding and marketing expert, but at the same time, any centralized institutions worry me. Anything that can be corrupted from one source, one honeypot, that's something that if it can be decentralized and open source somehow, that would be amazing. We have things like Rumble, YouTube, platforms that can provide content out there. I can get it out there. So if there's a way that someone can open source, this project and create something that is sourcing the best teachers, mentors, apprentices, content all over, then so be it. The verdict is still out with this though, because although it's a great I know there's many people that are saying, hey, he can read the room, the Scott Adams of the world, Nolan Bowerley, some people that I look up to, obviously, that seemingly, people smarter than I are saying, hey, this is a great thing, this is phenomenal. And I think part of the point that they're making, though, as well, is that it moves the conversation, right? It keeps moving the Overton window, which is exactly what we need. None of us have the answers. I surely don't have the answers. And our job here is to keep questioning everything with boldness. Keep spotting things that don't make sense and pointing them out. And I think that's what Scott and Nolan are doing, is talking about moving the Overton window back towards truth. Because as we talk about here on this channel all the time, in this community, the further you get away from the truth, the harder life's going to be for you and for society. And that's why life has become so hard for so many people all across the world, and especially here in America, the land of the free, home of the brave, the land of opportunity. People have made so many poor choices for themselves and their own lives, and that matriculates up to government, right? Politics is downstream from culture. We've made so many poor decisions for ourselves, and then subsequently voted so many poor people into office to try to cover up said mistakes, band-aids on bullet holes, that we now have this problem where we're the arson and the firefighter, and we're trying to claw back any semblance of reality. But we have gotten so far away from that reality, so far away from truth, that we find ourselves in this malaise, in this, well, that's a generous term. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Trump's American Academy and his willingness, and not only that, but also to have the new American city experiment, building new cities from scratch? I think that actually is a phenomenal idea. Things that we should actually be investing in: true infrastructure, true process. But these things could be voluntary though as well. Volunteerism. We don't need government to be, because we see what's going on with Joe Biden threatening to. This is a classic government. This is why government doesn't work, because you have Joe Biden threatening veto. We have the Republicans coming in and saying, hey, we're going to line item out these expenses so we can see what's going on here. And then the President of the United States saying, getting the word from on high, and like, no. Everyone gets paid from that stuff, Joe. You get paid from that. The money laundering that goes on there. We can't have this. Got to be one line item. Just throw it all in there. That's like a contractor. Contractors, when you work with contractors, God love them. Have some of them in our family, have worked with many, but you have to line item out every single thing you want done, because as a contractor, they just want to throw it all into one thing and say, hey, here it is, here's your quote for one thing, and then that leaves open for the little details that might be missed and some fudging of the numbers. And it happens with insurance companies. People commit insurance fraud all the time, and there's just one big lump sum, and they go in there and do a half job, or they get their uncle to do whatever, and there's ways to try to cut it out. But there's all kinds of fraud that goes on in this world because of things like that. So let me know your thoughts on that. I don't want this one to go too long. Let me know your thoughts on that, what you think. There are many answers coming from people that see the problem being the money. And unfortunately, a lot of those people just tend to be Bitcoiners. Some of them are gold and silver people, but those people tend to be at odds with each other still because they disagree on that best asset. I was a gold and silver person, and now I understand the power of Bitcoin and it being the solution going forward. One's faith and trust in God and putting that in Him, because we're anyone wants to sit here and say, oh, how can you say? we're a speck of dust in the universe. You have to realize, at least I have, that I am just a man. I am but a man. And that's it. I'm a speck of dust in this universe. From dust I came, to dust I shall return. Those things are fact. There's no way around that. So I have to believe there's something bigger than me out there. We didn't just come about. It just didn't we just randomly came about. There's something much bigger than us, and we realize how small and insignificant we are in the world. We then can humble ourselves, drop to our knees, and understand that we need greater help. And that's something we've lost, number one. And number two is escaping truth, breaking the money. When you break the money and turn it into currencies, this is what happens. Economic disaster everywhere and misaligned incentives, creating worse and worse conditions for all people. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what the American Academy can succeed, what your thoughts are, and how it should be done, and the cities as well. The new American city experiment. A true entrepreneur with ideas, though, that's what you have to give Trump credit for. Being able to really capture the mind of people, good, bad, or indifferent. He's brilliant at that. Let me know your thoughts. Please share this out. Question everything boldness, even the existence of God himself. Trust but verify. And this is not financial advice, it is freedom advice. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.